We are live.
All right. I tweeted it out.
Okay. Well, welcome, everyone.
I was on it.
All right. So we tweeted out. It's another Thursday, another broadcast live. Optics live streaming from Del Mar and Saratoga. We're going to go through some live races. I'm John Doyle. Emily Gullickson is my partner here. And Emily, if we do anything close to what we did last week, I think we'll be okay, right?
Yeah. I mean, easy game should be no problem. Oh, Horseshoe Indianapolis just canceled the remainder of the cards. They were under delay for like 20 minutes with the track condition, but
okay.
That's all, folks.
Okay.
Sorry, just a little quick update. I was monitoring that.
Yeah. So we'll try to get in as many races as we can in this period of time, and please, your questions make the whole process and the broadcast go a lot better. So love questions, no dumb questions. Okay.
No, I think that was part of the fun last week too. I mean, nice hit, massive single, all that, but so much participation and comments and like people playing stuff and having like good discussions and answering questions for us that we didn't have the answer to and able to get out information. That was killer. Oh, Woodbine also moved up post time too. So they're 5 minutes to post.
All right, well, we have 16 minutes to go through, the 15 minutes to go through.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
So that's what we did last week. We'll go through the pick 5. Emily, let me flip over to the screen so we can see the plot for race. Okay, is up there now. Okay, so race 1, Emily. I mean, the 2 is trying the dirt for the first time. Looks like a dominant on the standard plot. This horse looks like you can kind of transfer that form to the dirt. He looks okay. I think he's working pretty well. But now the race we want to really, I don't know. It's a tough race. To me, it's like the way I would play it. I was going to play the 1 before he got scratched, and then maybe backup ticket on all. So I think I'm thinking about like a 2 on 1 ticket and all on another ticket. Because I can't comprehend like this race too well.
Yeah, I mean, I just I stick with the 4 here because basically I can eliminate 3, 5. Wait, no, 3. I'm trying to
7.
see who are these maiden claiming horses. Whichever ones were at maiden claiming.
7.
Like forget
7.
It. Yeah.
The 7 to 5, and the 3 lost at that level too.
Yeah. So okay. So
that leaves you with the 2 and the 4, right? And the 2, 4,
and the 6, right?
2, 4, and 6.
And the 6 is coming off the layoff, and there was something I wasn't that crazy about, whether it was like works or something, or the layoff itself. And then, I mean, the 2 is just like so short. I don't know if you want to read those comments, but I think there's like some negatives in the comments of the 2. Like, ouchie, there's like an ouchie.
Losing ground in lane, some
there's like equipment. Like, I mean, this type of horse just being a short price, it's like, yeah, okay, maybe fine, this horse can win, but so I mean, I just from that point, it's like I got to go with the 4. Like, at least the 4 has shown a little bit of life at the maiden special weight level in those first 2 starts. It's been on the dirt. Then last time out, you can excuse that because it was like wide, no push. It's had the freshening coming back, and at least isn't even money at 8 to 1. At least I can take a stab there.
Yeah. To me, I mean, I don't really have a strong opinion. I mean, I'm not going to play this one anyway, but I know the 2's working well. It's going to be the first time on dirt. Kind of got the biggest figure, but I can see playing. I can see playing against this horse. I agree with you on the other horses that already lost. I hate horses that lost below the level. Really don't give them much of a look. I think it's a major negative. So I mean, 2 or 4. I mean, maybe you single the 4, and we'll go 2, 4. I don't know. Any which way. I was thinking because the second race is like a first time starter race, and I don't know.
Yeah, let's look at it.
Yeah, and I don't know who to pick. So I was just thinking that, I try to get a horse in that race, try to get a single in this race, and then kind of reverse it, like do 1 ticket with, single, all, and another ticket with all single, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, looking at the early doubles, the 4 was taking a lot of money, which is interesting because it is a Redham horse, and in race 1, The 2 and the 4 are both Redham, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
But I remember looking, and I wasn't looking at the doubles necessarily with the Redham horse to the Redham. I was looking like, early when the pool's open. It looked like that horse, because I was wanting to see of the first-time starters which were taking money, and that being one of them. It's a Michael McCarthy trained Redham horse, which is interesting, and he actually has a couple horses for Redham this meet at Del Mar.
Yeah, I was thinking 3 and 4, so I was thinking maybe an all with 3-4. Okay. I just kind of looked at, talked to some people who've seen these horses work. So 3-4, and then another ticket with maybe 2 all into this race. It's just, I don't know, it's an approach. I'm not confident about it. And maybe instead of using the 2 in the first race, because I really like the 1, maybe I use your 4 instead. So 4 all and all 3-4. Yeah, because I think in the later races, I think I have a little bit more opinion. So that was the thought process.
Okay, let's jump ahead.
Yeah, let's go to race. Let me pull the plot up for race 3. I think I actually have it here. So this is race 3.
This is the focus race.
Yeah, and I agree with I think I think you're seeing the 2 as value, and I can't disagree with you, because I think that horse has some kind of good races, but I thought the 5 was almost like a single to some extent. I hate singling a horse in a kind of race like this, but I just thought the 5 would look pretty strong too.
I think looking at the focus, those are the 2 horses that kind of move to the top, right?
Yeah, so you can see where the 5 plots. He plots good. I think it's really because the others are so suspect. Coming out of weaker races, what have you. Yeah, I mean, to me, this race was 2 and 5. So that's the way I would go in this race. Is that what your thinking was? Is anything else kind of?
No, that's where I went. Yeah.
Okay. And then switching to race 4, I just kind of looked at kind of your strategy here, the droppers, where 1, 3, 5, 9, and 10. And I thought, some of them looked suspect too. And so I kind of landed on the first-time starter. I don't know if he's any good, but I just think
which horse?
The 11.
The 11. I watched that horse work.
How do you look?
Let me pull up what my notes were, because I think I put that horse on top.
Yeah.
Actually, he's been showing gate speed. He's been showing gate speed, and the connections. I thought that was on the 28th. And I think it's just interesting that they debut that horse here when he could have gone on the fair circuit. Bay's getting aboard, so has speed, a live rider. Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, if you don't have something like this in this race, you got to go whatever, 5 or 6 deep, and good luck. It's a mess. You can see it's a mess from a plot perspective. I don't have the confidence in anyone really. Like I said, 1, 3, 5, 9, and 10 seem to be the droppers, but they all have question marks too. So I thought this is a race. Maybe you kind of take a stand. Maybe there's another horse you like for some reason, but I would include the 11. Yes.
Yeah.
I had the 11 on top at present.
I did too, for what it's worth. Just a race at Saratoga was kind of one of those crazy races, and Castellano and Lee Giamatti won with a 23 to 1 shot. It was like this. It was the lone kind of first
time starter. Yeah, I saw that. It was there was only 2 horses in that race you could play. There was a first time starter and then one other horse that hadn't been at the level. It was like a 2 horse. That's it. The rest of the field, just you can't. It was
I played the other one. I was 1 and 2 in that race. But I wasn't playing. I was in a contest. I played it.
Okay.
Okay, so moving on to race 5 to close it out. I think that the 9, on the plot has an advantage, obviously, right? He's a square quadrant 1, so I think he's a must use just by the plot alone.
Come on.
And I just thought the 4, 5, and I was really 4 deep in this race, 4, 5, 7, 9, but I kind of went plot in this race. 4, 5, 7,
the only thing that was weird about the plot in this race is that it is red. We got to trust it because that's the way these turf sprints have been playing. But that 6 isn't like he's coming out of those 6 furlong races and not as fast. So I had a hard time kind of trying to anchor on that horse where like on the plot you would.
The 9 or the 6?
The 9. And I think that the 1 is going to maybe show more speed because of those notes, and then the position standard plot.
Yeah, if you're singling, like if you can single the 11 in the previous race, like I would use 4, 5, 7. No, like I wouldn't want to. If the 11 wins, I don't want to get caught short. And so I would think if I had 4, 5, 7, 9, I feel pretty good going into the last leg with those 4. So that's my approach would be in that race. Okay. So in review, I think you either go with the 2 and the 4 here, or an all, and at least what I was thinking. 3 and 4 in the next leg. Talked about the 5 and the 2 in leg 3. Race 4. We're talking about the 11 being something, but I don't blame people going beyond that. And then if you get home, you want a little bit, if you want more extra coverage, the 4, 5, 7, and 9. Obviously, in quadrant 1, you always have an advantage. So the 5 and 9 have an advantage, but I wouldn't mind going 4 deep if I'm alive. So that's kind of the pick 5 review. So they're 5 minutes out. Let's switch over to Saratoga. This is race 8. I did this race actually, Emily, in a focus. No big surprise. I like the 2 here. He's 5-1 right now. I think he's above fair value. I might as well just bring up the focus on that race so everyone can see it. Race 8. Yeah, it's a contentious race. I just rated the 1 and 2 higher than everyone. The 1 is the favorite. So just from a value standpoint, I think they're pretty close. I both have them 7-2 on my line. Currently 3-1, 5-1. So that's kind of what I was thinking there. But it's a contentious race. In spreading, in fact, if you go back to race 7, I did this in focus too. And what I did was I added like a pick 4 kind of, whatever play. And nice that we caught the 6 last race. Was my play. It was the value play, and he did win. So I was 1-2-5 in this race, and I thought that was enough coverage. I didn't like the 8, who's kind of shorter. And then the rest are a little bit, the 3 is getting some. I was a little bit against the 3 and the 8. So the 3 was, I thought that was like kind of a quick turnaround off of a kind of a gritty made special in 15 days, Emily, coming right back. That's Lucas. He kind of is a little bit unorthodox, so you got to go worry. But he's kind of been cold at the meet, so I was a little bit against that. And then the 8, I just thought this horse best races were like when he was off the turf, right? So I don't know if he's really a dirt horse. So that's why I was against them. And that kind of left me with the 1, 2, and the 5 in this leg. And based on the line, I really kind of like the 2 the best right now. You want me to go to the grid? You want to see the grid, Emily, on this race?
Sure. Yeah, we got 3 minutes out. And hashtag bet Woodbine TB horse 1 in race 1. This is like 8-day win streak, I think.
Oh, on your things? On your picks?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is 8 days?
Yeah. I mean, some days I wrote up multiple races and didn't get all of them there, but as far as having a winner on 8 days in a row.
And you don't do that many races there, right? Maybe 2 or 3 a day?
Yeah, I just pick where I think there's opportunities, at least 1. I'm only paid to do 1.
Wow.
But if there's, as I'm going through the card, I write up 1, I keep going, and I'm like, oh shit, I got to write up this one too. And then I keep going. And I get to a point sometimes where I was like, stop being stuff that's playable because I'm tired of writing. Just the favorites. then they're not. But yeah, it's good. Good streak.
So you got
Okay. Focus.
so you got the one coming off a good race at Delaware, a B plus. So I just thought that was okay. I just thought this horse maybe it'll make the transition. Let's see what I wrote. Whoever wrote it. Oh yeah, okay. So he never was asked. He's for his best. So that was a solid win. Especially
I kind of like that. I like that pattern too. They like recovered, and now they're gonna protect. It's like positive signs,
Yeah, exactly. Proving horse. So
yeah,
he looks good. 2 was the one I kind of liked on price. Kind of, he looked like he peaked this. So I said, I'm a little eerie on these Churchill races, but this guy is sneaky here. So he took over the mount. He kind of like does it limited mounts at Saratoga. He does pretty well.
okay.
And so this horse, just based on that race, if you can even run back to that, close to that race, obviously a major contender. The 3, I talked about, like, had that maiden win coming right back in 15 days. It was a gritty effort. So he kind of he had to work. It was a big improvement of his previous races. Had initially a drop, so
I think that's kind of a major sign too, because maybe it was kind of freak that day, or I don't know.
Yeah,
but it came back, and
see what I got extended.
And then and Lucas is kind of one of those guys too. That's like, oh, they're doing well, let's run them. And if they don't do well, it's like, okay, whatever.
On the road.
They're going to negate it. They're going to negate it, Del Mar.
Just to look at this horse quickly, I mean, he's just coming off a 2 year. I know this horse got back class and stuff, but I don't know. It's hard for me to bet a horse like that. But I don't argue anything. He could come back. He did run well in his debut over this track. Okay, it's a 2-year-old race, but in the slop, wouldn't surprise me. Just not gonna take him. And they're off. And Del Mar, 3 broke sharply. Gonna back right into the 2. But Seven looks like he's got a nice stride, long horse.
Kind of I already have stretch written in my notes.
Yeah, we made a pretty easy lead.
Yeah, the 4's a dud.
Yeah, 2's getting a perfect trip too. The
3
and 2.
I mean, the 3 might not stop.
No, he might not. I think the 2's got him though. I don't know. We'll see. No, I don't think so. I think he just spurred it away. Let's see if he can reroute it. No, he's all over. Wow.
It's gonna be close. Gonna be close. 3 prevails. That 2 sucks.
Yeah, that 2
sucks.
sucks.
That's a sucky horse. I mean, that's a sucky field, but that's a sucky horse.
Yeah, that's a sucky horse. I would bet that horse back.
Do we have a keyword that's less than weak? Don't touch this race with like a 10-foot pole. Do we have that keyword?
That's a grip minus. That's for sure for me.
Oh my god, that horse is just so ouchy. It's like, God, he's like lugs out around the turn, and like the legs are all over the place, and
no way.
The 3 is like tiring. I mean,
I know 3 was like waiting for someone to pass him.
Yeah.
And then no one. I guess the 6 galloped down a little bit. No one else was even worth mentioning. Maybe other than the 6. So Saratoga, they're 2 minutes out. Oh, so we go on. So race 5. It kind of looks more turfy to me, but I mean, guess he's getting some. I don't know. He's shortening up. Maybe okay. Let's his races at 7 furlongs. Does he do? He runs pretty well at 7 furlongs. He's a horse to watch, I guess. Was that my other horse? Yeah, that was my other horse. Okay, that's when I liked him. I thought this kind of this distance suited him. Surface distance. He's okay. He's not too bad. This level. I mean, he can compete. 6. Yeah, it's just, I don't like his recent form. Suppose at this level, this horse kind of looks slow to me, the 7. Just numbers wise, a little bit below. Even his best numbers look just right on the low end of the OptixEQ range. And then the 8. This is the other horse. I just, like you see, like they're waiting for the race to get scratched here, and you can see, you can see. Look at his best races are like that when you got I hate those races because you get just such shit feels in those races where, you got them off the turf and whoever's left in, and usually they're short fields. And you can see that last one was weak, so that's why I was against him. So 1, 2, 5, 2 being my main play here. Going in the gate at the spa. Let's bring the plot up for that race.
Is the 5 like short on the morning line? Because that horse is taking like sneaky money. The 5 in this race.
Yeah, he's 6 to 1. I mean,
that horse is taking like sneaky money.
I can't believe he's that price actually.
Yeah, I mean that looks kind of wild on the plot. Maybe that's why the money's coming from.
I had
the Saratoga plot allegiance is out in full force.
3 got a good lead. 2's going to get a stalking position. 3 got a pretty easy lead. Ow, what the hell? 2 just shuffled back. Nobody's going to keep it up, or he's just, nobody's keeping up. No keep on the 2.
No keep. 5 with the move. But not really much pace to close into. Well, they did kind of pick it up that second quarter a little bit, but a slow opening quarter.
Lucas horse going to be. Here comes the 4. Oh, this is the layoff horse. He's the class of the race, I guess.
Big.
Wow.
Here comes the 2 again. Here comes your 2. So 2 moves. Jeez. That horse just needed like an outside post. That's the note I would put on that one. Because he was down inside, like losing ground. They moved that horse to the outside and he closed, and there really wasn't much pace to close into.
2 crushing.
That's kind of what got that horse beat, maybe. Gotta watch the head on, but
Or 10 to 1. Dale Romans, who's been doing nothing.
I mean, Dale Romans off a 20-year layoff. I mean, you should get at least 10 to 1.
Yeah. He won well, too. Okay. What you gonna do when they come for you, bad boys? Yeah. Okay. What do they say in racing? Turn the page.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch the head on that race later.
Yeah, I want to watch the head on that race too, because it was weird with the 2.
So race 2 is this is the firsters. You have no opinion of that,
At Del Mar, yeah. I mean, the 3 has run, but 1 to 2, jeez. That horse was entered. That 3 horse was entered last weekend, just unable to draw into the race. Same thing with the 6. Oh, we have that in the grid.
Race one. Okay. I'm gonna take a look at race 9 at Saratoga then.
Oh my God, Del Mar, what are you doing?
What's that? What?
The Del Mar feed, it did like the picture. I was like,
I missed it.
Zoomed into nothing. Trying to watch the head on to see which one of these crooked ass horses are zigzagging all over the track, and the head on exploded in front of my eyes.
Okay, so yeah, this is another kind of oh, this is an interesting race, Emily. You might like this race.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Saratoga. This is a good betting race. Race 9,
All
5.5 furlongs. Okay. Let's see. Let's just look at the plot. Looks like there, might be some. This is light contention, but I don't know. Could be.
I look at this type of plot, and I could see any of these horses winning with any trip.
Yes.
That's what I see when I look at this plot instantly.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And what happened was there was a horse in this race, the 3, got scratched. He could have been the speed of the speed. So it really kind of changed the kind of dynamic of the race a little bit. But like you said, it is wide open, this race. Very wide open. So the favorite is Empress Tigress, who is Jonathan Thomas. He gets overbet, I think, his horses. I don't know what your opinion is of him. But this horse has already won over this track. He's okay, but he's just like he's just another horse in this race. The 4 is a sneaky one. Okay, let's just go to the grid. I think it's worth going through this race. Okay.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Okay, let's start with the 1, Poppy Flower. This horse comes out. Let's see. I mean, I think this 7:15 race is a common one. I don't know what the scratch is. Yeah. So they're all coming out of this race that they ran, whatever, 3 weeks ago. And the favorite is going to be the 7. And if you look at the odds, that day, it was close between the 7 and the 10. Okay. So the 7 ran okay, but I had a BTL on the, that's not bacon letters and tomatoes, it's BTL. So better than luck. I thought this horse was obstructed at 2 different points in the stretch. So, I mean, I thought they were very close. They were very close in the odds going in. So I would just say, if I had to bet somebody, probably price-wise, let's see the doubles, $54 on the 7, $100. So it's going to be twice the price. So I prefer the 10 just on that alone. Okay. The 1 and the 9, the 1 closed.
I'm gonna say the one earned a B.
Yeah.
Like so why wouldn't the 1 is the 1 the value?
Well, they're the same price as the 10. He's the same price as the 10. And at least on the doubles. Okay. So I'm just saying, when you look at the 7, I don't think he's got such an edge on these horses, right? I mean, I didn't like the 9, but I'm going to toss it because I thought the 9 got a pocket trip and just didn't deliver. So, I mean, I'm between the 1 and the 10 as far as the common race. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Trying to simplify the handicap here. Here's the horse that's kind of interesting, though. One of the interesting horses. This horse, Ron changes. So what happened was this horse got into traffic. He got off a little slow, and he got into traffic last time. And the other horse that was in this race, was going to be in this race, won. And so this horse got in trouble, kind of like got shuffled back, and then he came running. And it was her first race off a layoff. You can see this horse has run faster before. Well, you know this horse, right?
Yeah. But I also, we need like a marker that says that those are down the hill races, because I feel like the down the hill races can be a little bit faster.
Okay, we're both down the hill.
That's what I'm saying. We need a little marker on there that designates.
Yep.
To say, because I'm not sure.
Yeah, do they come with that? Oh, I guess that little.
Yeah, because San Miguel ran both. They ran a 6.5 down the hill and a 6.5 on the.
I gotta look at what
on the not the down the hill.
Yeah, look at what we get in the data from the raw data and see if that's where present. Okay.
But that would be my only concern if it was that, and the fact that both those speed figures came on that course, and then outside of that course the horse is not as fast. I would just be like a little kind of like, I don't know who this horse is right now.
Yeah, I think he's better. I think he looked pretty good in that race. He ran a pretty good race that last race. I think in fact, I wouldn't think he's better shorter than longer. Just looking at him, just looking at the way he ran. And, even in Europe, he ran 5 furlongs. That seemed like his best race was, he ran 7. Yeah.
I mean, this horse is currently 24-1, so I mean, you're getting paid to find out which horse it is, right? Like,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
you have the current form, so
Yeah,
yeah,
and then the race before, obviously it was the wrong race in a grade, but they
yeah,
showed enough to put
grade
this horse in
three,
a grade 3, you
yeah.
know. Um, so I like the fact Saez gets on him. I'm not sure about who the trainer is, but I like the fact that Saez gets on the source, and I think because of the trainer is getting overwhelmed, especially with that other horse coming out of Monmouth races out. Okay, so let's go to the 4. This is an interesting horse, right? Because this is hard to gauge this horse. He's coming off a year layoff, another year layoff horse. But this horse, he's getting bet. I mean, he was 20-1 in the morning line, no 10-1, so he's half the price. I don't know if you've been watching, but Castellano has been riding lights out.
Yeah, remember on like our first feed, I like mentioned Castellano, and you're like, yeah, he's good, but he's not top tier. And then
Who said that? Me?
Yeah.
I said he's not top tier.
This was like right at the beginning of the
Oh,
Saratoga
okay.
meet. But
Well,
yeah, he's riding lights out.
He is riding lights out. But maybe I said he's fallen off. If I had to say a top tier, if you had the jockeys right now, you would say, like the Ortiz guys, Pratt and Rosario would be top tier. Castellano, Johnny V. I mean, look, at any other track they'd be top tier, but I think they're probably just below those guys. That'd be my.
I'm currently watching a work from this horse back on April 22nd at Gulfstream Park. So you can keep talking.
Okay. Oh, okay. I think you're gonna get.
It's just like it's a breeze. I don't think we're gonna get anything out of it, but just as far as like physicality, if I can see anything like negative.
Here's the thing: this horse has won a grade 3 overseas. Okay.
Yeah.
This is a non-grade state. That's good enough, right? Class wise, he's got a class advantage. Horse finished, 6th and 7th. They thought enough to put this horse in grade 1 company. He finished 6th and 7th. Grade 2, he finished 2nd last time. All on soft turf. I don't know, like, is the firm going to be good or bad for him? I don't know. I didn't get a chance to watch this horse run these races. I mean, I have any notes on it.
I mean, I'm looking at this horse right now, and it looks very much like a turf sprinter, just like super high knee action, like, compact, like big butt, like, and he's just like under a hold, like breezing. I mean,
so I mean, if you were playing any like the pick 3s and pick 4s, of which I was in before, you have to include this horse. But the only thing here's the thing that I'm with you. Obviously, the year layoff. The second thing is Delgado getting a European horse. I don't know. He's okay, but I mean, he's a good turf sprint trainer, though, actually. So maybe it's okay. So I don't know how to gauge that. Typically these European horses go to certain people. If they're really good, if they're really like, let's face it, if this horse is anything with what this horse was as I guess it's a 2-year-old, this horse would be competing for graded stakes here, turf sprinting, right? And winning those types of races. So, typically a horse like that usually goes to a barn that's got that kind of pedigree. And that's my only question. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So, but at 5-1, I mean, he could win, but
it could drift. Looking at the doubles, could drift.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, because she's
maybe actually maybe not.
No, she'll drift.
It's like the fifth choice.
You're right. 5, I don't like dirt horse. I mean, nothing. I've been watching this horse. Nothing tells me turf screams turf, and got a perfect setup and couldn't get it done last time in a real slow victory ride race. Don't like this horse. 6. Another Euro kind of horse. He's okay. Can't knock
this horse isn't taking any money.
I know. In
the doubles, in the pick 3, the horse is favored.
Yeah, the thing is I don't know if this horse is a 5.5 furlong horse. That's, I guess, the biggest thing, right?
And is the second choice in the doubles, but not getting any money at all, considering
it's not really a 5. I mean, I don't know if he's really a turf sprinter, right?
Okay.
7 we talked about. He's done nothing wrong, but I just think there's going to be no value. The 8, making my move. I don't like red.
Yeah, I was gonna say, ooh.
Yeah, I don't like red. I mean, he's won the last 2 races in State Bred Company. They're moving him up. They're giving it a shot. They're taking a shot, right?
Yeah.
And then
the
the
owner was probably like, let's run in this race.
Yeah, let's run in this race. Why not? We're here. I'm at Saratoga. I just no improve on this horse is what I'm against the 9. Just hasn't kind of made a step forward. And then the 10 I talked about. I thought he had a better than look. So he's a contender for me. So interesting race. I could see the 110, the 4 Malefion just on the price, and then the long shot is the 2. That's the price. Try to work the 2 into your exotics in maybe first, second, and third. That's the way I would play this thing. Using the 1. I mean, I would have to use, if I'm going to include the 2, I would probably use the 7 somewhere. So 1 was it 1? What did I say? 110, 7, and defensive with the 4 a little bit. And that would be my play. I guess I would maybe use the 6 and third too. Let me just think about how I would play this. Maybe simple.
All right, and while you're figuring that out, I'll chest ups. Howdy, Optics folks! Hit both pick 5s at Toga yesterday with the help of Optics. Boom, nice. Yeah, that's awesome. It's weird. I mean, I appreciate that, like with the help of Optics, but I mean, it's just you have to use something to handicap these races. So it's your own, it's your skills. I mean, yeah, it's having good information. I shouldn't like downplay it, but I don't want to take all the credit. Like that's your work, and that's an awesome pick. So
you're right.
Congrats.
I'm going to play the 2 to win. I'm going to play a couple of tries. 110 with 2, with 1, 4, 6, 7, 10. Or maybe just an exact of 110 over 2, and then a try 110 with 1, 4, 6, 7, 10 with 2. That's my plan.
Okay.
Yeah. And hope for the best. Oh, did you watch the head-on on the 2?
I didn't, but I will. Well, you will.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
I did because I started looking at it. Because we started looking at that race. I think is what happened.
Yeah.
All right, and then we got to.
I'm just wondering if he got some kickback in there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's kickback, but I mean, I would just like, we still got to see it, but it just seems like it's a horse that wants to be either out in front or outside of horses. Being down inside, that horse was not having it. All right, in the gate of Woodbine. 5
what we got on this race? What race
5
is it?
would be massive, and then the horse broke slow. God damn it.
What race is it, 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't get kicked back to 2, so that's not what happened. So he just needed to get. You're right. I think he just needed to be outside horses. Are they running this race down Woodbine?
Yeah, they're off. The 5 broke slow. That's not great. The 5 always a slog? Kind of. Eek. 24 opening quarter. Aye.
Yeah, 5. Or forward.
No, I'm hating this. Disaster from start to finish.
One's got a shot. It's got some run. It's got some horse.
Yeah, it's kind of just like bottled up in there. The rider doesn't know where to go.
Oh, wow. I love that. That's the trips.
Yeah, the 1 probably should have won that race.
Yeah. That's a subtly bad trip, It's a subtle bad trip.
Yeah. Who's that rider? I can't see it right
The rider was Husbands.
Patrick Husband. Oh, come on, you can do better than that.
The horse was 13-1 too.
I know that's kind of one of those like I was expecting. I mean, you see a lot of those rides at Woodbine, but
That's a horse too. I mean, I think that's a subtly bad trip. I mean, like people talk about bad trips. A lot of times they talk about is the obvious. And I think I had one today. The horse that won that race had the big square. Also had a subtly bad trip that a lot of people didn't pick up on last time. And I think what I look for when we do these kind of keywords is things that people are not everyone's gonna see. Everyone sees the obvious stuff, right? It's the less obvious stuff that's really important to kind of look for. It's
in that first race, just moving that outside.
Exactly.
Just knowing, maybe that subtle change makes the difference on a horse,
Absolutely. Or an equipment change or something, because I didn't see, I don't know what he had blinkers on or off first. I didn't look at any of that. But, something like that too is another possibility. All right, so they're 8 minutes out. 3 and 4 are getting all the action, which where we were on in our pick 5. So
yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of both those horses in here, but I almost feel like that as much action is on this 4 right now.
Yeah,
that horse is more live than the 3.
He looks pretty good, the horse too. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah. I mean, between the early money and then just taking money in the face of a horse that
on the track 4 looks better than the 3.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So maybe if you're playing a pick 4, maybe it's something you can single in on the 4, take a shot, right? Because I think there might be some value down the road, so it might be a race to take a shot at or double using the 4. I think we said 2 and 5 next race looks strong, so I don't think you're going to get value in the double. Was it 2 and 5?
Yeah, it was. Because that's the focus race. 2 and 5.
2 and 5, and then I think we were. I forgot what we were saying. Wait, let's cross this out. Let's go to race 5. Race 4. Race 4. Okay, so race 4. Oh, this is the one where we were taking a shot, Emily, on the 11. So I don't know.
Yeah, this race is probably a spread, but that's the horse that you want to include for sure.
Yeah. Okay. So and then here we talked about if you just wanted the coverage to get by. I mean the 9 looks good on the plot. Don't know what his price is going to be, but I would just say 4, 5, 7, and 9 and try to wrap 4, 5, 7, and 9 wrap the race up. Is the way I would look at that race.
Wait. Say that again. Which were the numbers in that race?
4, 5, 7, and 9.
I think you have to use the 1.
Okay. Is Miller hot again?
Yeah. Heating up, and then the note. I think the note is something, and it's a rider change or a drop, or there's something in there that made it a little bit more.
He got cold. I just don't like his plot, but whatever. I mean, his recent form may not match that. I don't know. So, I mean, if I was going to bet that race straight out, I mean, I'm not in a pick race. I wouldn't be betting the 1. I'd be probably trying to beat that 1. He's 2 to 1 in the morning line. This 4 is really well behaved. Seems like he's got some class.
Yeah, I think that horse is super live.
Any questions out there or no?
No, the chat is very quiet.
Chat away.
The chat is very quiet. There are people watching the stream, but it's quiet.
They're busy. They're sending it in. So, what's the big race at the weekend in Del Mar? See.
There's not that many. There's the Sorrento, which is the juvenile fillies
I hate
race, which is you hate them?
I hate that race. Yeah, it's just like,
Yeah.
you know, I don't like 2-year-old stakes races at that time.
Yeah, I know. They're
It's either impossible or it's a odds-on favorite.
Standout. Yeah, I mean that's kind of, we can pull it up if you want. But and actually, was this the race I had a question on? Actually, yeah, no, it's good we're pulling up Focus, because I think I was like a little bit confused on like how I wanted to label this race. It's in Focus already.
Oh, okay. I see why I like it already.
Who?
I just sort of kicked back, and I know it was at Gulfstream, so I know I did it probably.
Oh yeah. No, that horse has a big look. That horse has a big look.
Did I do that race? Yeah, that's me. Yeah. So what was you passing? Oh, just so yeah. Okay. Anyone else wants to weigh in this? I get so many freaking questions when you do this, and I try to explain to people is that part of being a horse player, learning how to be a horse player, is passing races. All right. But they hate when we give a pass race. They're like, pick a race that you're not going to pass.
It's like a double-edged sword, right? It's like, I want to write up the stakes race because people are going to want to look at the stakes race. And then I open up the stakes race and it's like, I don't know how to bet it. So that's why I haven't finalized it, because I wasn't sure. First of all, I have it as no edge, which I don't have the morning one yet, so I have no idea if it's a no edge. But I feel like I have kind of the idea of how it's going to go. I don't know. What do you think? I mean, it's hard to do exotic, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't look at this race at all, so I don't know.
If you had that information,
if I had this in, how would I play it?
Yeah.
How would I play it?
Because it looks like, I mean, you can't really, like, those long shots are like.
Yeah, like tosses, basically. So, I mean,
right.
So what I would just say is if you got the, it depends. If the one's really short, right?
You know what? Yeah. Maybe I'm going to have to rework this, because the 6 might actually end up being favored. And if that's the case, I can relabel the 6 as bad.
Yeah,
and then I can move it to value.
Yeah, one becomes prime in that case.
Yeah.
If one's like the non-favorite in this race, he becomes prime. And then and if I try to bet against the 6, I'd be looking at exact as one with 5-7 or something.
Yeah. Okay, good. All right.
Let's see what we got at Saratoga this weekend. Oh, for people at Churchill, they're going to have the Arlington, and I'm hearing nothing but like this turf course sucks and that kind of stuff. And they're running, I guess, one grass race, and I don't know. It just sounds like a lot of unhappy people about that whole thing. I don't know.
I mean, it feels like one of those things where it's like they were like, oh, well, we took away Arlington, so we'll do this, and it'll make everybody happy, and they'll love it. And then it just like 100% just backfired. And now they're like stuck with it. That's what I think. Like just kind of like an out of touch, like, oh, we'll do this and it'll make everybody happy and get all nostalgic about Arlington Million. And not so much.
I don't think, a 1 day meet? I mean, I don't know if that, right? They're going to run one day, right? At Churchill?
Yeah.
Give Ellis the race. No, they got a nice turf course. Works.
They're going in the gate.
Okay. At Del Mar.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean,
we got the 4-star day we could take a look at.
Morning line for the Sorrento. Thank you, Jeff Jolly. The 1 is 8 to 5, and the 6 is 9 to 5. So I guess I could just make the 6 like play X.
Yeah, and but 7 is the kickback horse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I gotta look at that.
But it's also it's a maiden, but
yeah, but who cares? It's 2-year-olds,
No, I mean, the horse has a big look. I think it's that horse, and then if the 5 could be a runner too. I mean that debut was pretty good.
Interesting that the 7 shipping from Florida for that race.
They've tried to enter 3 times at Del Mar already, or twice at Del Mar in maiden events, but didn't draw in.
Gotcha.
3 is totally off the back early.
Ford just made the lead.
This 4 looks
Yeah.
like man.
He's dueling. I don't think he's really dueling. I think it's gonna be between the 4. The 6 looks okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the 4's got him though.
4 just looks like class, doesn't he?
Yeah, I don't think he's moving.
Just looks like he's like cool as like a cucumber.
Yeah.
The 3 is starting to make that move.
That 6 is game. That 6 is running huge. Where's he trying to put this 3? Where was he going with that 3? Where was he trying to run into? That 6 ran really good. Better than I thought.
What do you really? I thought that horse had a look. I don't know why you're surprised.
No. I don't mean the form. I just watching the race. I thought the 6 had him. Like coming off the turn, I thought he was just gonna like just blow. I was gonna just leave him in the dust. That's what I meant. I didn't mean on the form. I didn't look at.
So then you should be less impressed, right? Because he didn't go by.
The 6.
Yeah. Oh, they went.
No. I was more impressed. I thought the 6 was just going to get left in dust. So I just was watching the jockey. He was kind of like moving before. I didn't think he was going to move. He wasn't
but look how slow they went though.
Then I'm less impressed with the 4 then maybe.
Yeah. No. I feel a little less. I feel a little less impressed with the 4. Well.
Now what's the photo for? What's the reason for the photo? Why is it not? Why don't we just tell what the 3 horses are? I mean, we all have eyes, right? We just can see.
Yeah, I feel like this one's pretty straightforward. We've had some tricky ones in the past, but this one I think is pretty cut and dry.
And I'm going to complain. You hear this about me every time. I want the line on top, like they have in Europe and Hong Kong and everywhere, Japan, China, everywhere in the world except the United States. The line over the top, so we know who won. And we don't have to go to a photo. Those announcers, they're awesome. I like some of those European announcers where they could just like they name every horse that finishes in like an 18-horse field. That's amazing. They go through the whole litany of horses that finished. Like, he finished first, and it was 14th was this horse, 15th this horse, this horse. I guess you want to hear your horse where he finished at the end. But anyway, he won.
Yeah, I mean, I'm less impressed just as far as like the race flow and like the 4 winning, but I don't think the 4 is a pace setter, so that's why I can upgrade the 4 a little bit. I think the 4 took the lead because nobody else, the horse was like on the inside, they were going slow, and it was like, okay, we'll take the lead.
Emily,
but it's not. It doesn't look like it. It wasn't a horse that necessarily seems like is a front runner.
Emily, you know what I really think about those horses? All 3 of them? Stretch. I think they're all router types.
Yes.
I mean, because the come home time was pretty good. It was a slow fraction. They came home pretty good.
Yeah.
I think they come home at 11 and change, and they look. When they were going to gate, I said, "This is." I started saying to myself, "This is." When I first saw them going to grass, I'm like, "Oh, this is gonna be a route, right?" Because they look like router. They look like the 4 look like a router to me. And then I'm like, "Oh, this is a sprint." I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah. Well, I think that the 6 and the 3 were they entered? I guess they do have to be entered in a sprint. Well, they could have been entered in a route race. I forget where they were entered earlier. But anyways.
So let's get the 3, first, second, or third in here with the right horses, and we can cash.
Okay.
He's kind of a dropped down a little bit. He's 16 himself, as I say.
Yeah.
That's a good value. That's a valuable one. That horse has got.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like the 1 is being overbet. From that common race, just kind of going through it with you, maybe a little bit over the top, being a little bit overbet right now.
Yeah, 10's the best value.
Kind of, yeah. I think 10. I think 10 is the best value. That horse just always finds trouble. And then, as you mentioned, the 7 is fine.
4 is we're gonna know right away if this 4 is gonna run or not. Should know early on in this race. Just think that this may be a little too short for him. Maybe we get the Belmont 6 and 7 for a long race. I can do a little bit better. Well, 2 got out at least. That's good. Mona. Pressed by Empress. 7 to 5. That's short. Four is right there. Kind of getting a pretty good trip. Who's coming? Who's at the 6? 6 looks like he's got some run.
4's got run down inside. Got kind of stuck at the rail. Come on, 4. They need blinkers on. Scared. 4 got scared.
Got one flying.
What?
Hang on for 3rd. We got the try.
Nice.
Right?
Yeah, 1-7-2. Just keying around the 2.
2 hung tough.
Absolutely. I mean, the 4 seemed like that horse would have got in the mix, but
Yeah, you got a tough
scared
trip.
at the rail.
You got a tough trip there. Yeah. And I still think that horse is going to be better a little bit. Maybe like 6, 7, like those Belmont races, come back Belmont.
The read on the 6 was correct though, that horse was like super dead on the board, because that horse like was in a good spot and it just flattened out like a pancake. Whoa, got whips flying everywhere. The rider of the
Yeah, I just read it. Who lost the whip? The 6?
The 6.
Yeah. So we're talking about Del Mar now, guys. We're switching them back and forth. We're watching the head on.
Yeah, I got both. I'm doing trip notes on both races right now. Yikes.
Now you get inside the way.
This is like next level.
This is how we're doing the notes as we go. And we're like this one. Yeah, it looked like he lost the whip. Cost him the race probably.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. All right, the 2's going to get you a little value in the try. 10 did no running, huh?
Is Clement cold?
He might be a little bit
because he had the 10. He had the 10 and the 6.
Yeah, could be. That's a good point.
I know that 10 always finds trouble. That's the thing I do know about that horse.
You didn't find anything today.
No, absolutely.
Wasn't even close enough to find trouble.
You can't make an excuse today, but I mean, just in generally speaking.
But I mean, there's lots of ways to play the game, and I think this was one of the ways, right? You identify a long shot.
Yeah.
Instead of playing like win, play, show, if you're a little bit more creative, you can get. Because let's look at the show price of this horse versus the trifecta. Now, obviously, you had a little more risk, but I think the risk long term is worth it when you're playing this. So. Hopefully some of you took our advice in this race. We'll at least cash a ticket. It's good the fact that the 1 was 4-1 too, so it wasn't. At least he beat the 7. So, but I think our point, the 4 is the horse to follow. Obviously, that horse was good enough. Running around a good race off the left despite the trouble. That was subtle trouble too. What we've talked about before.
Mm-hmm. I think people will see that though. That maybe not as subtle.
Maybe. It depends. If that race, I'm not trying to criticize anyone. That race is run at Gulfstream. Less people see it, like Gulfstream this time of the year. I've noticed that I'm picking up trips at Gulfstream where You typically, a lot of people would see that. Just a lot of people don't see it, at least the people that are maybe documenting it. There's less people betting there. That's the other thing. You're playing against a different kind of pool of players. They're talking about they'll be talking about this race for 15 minutes on Fox Sports, right?
So we've done most of the work on these races, but race 3 is coming up at Del Mar. The 2 is currently 10-1.
What you see? Trifecta for 50 cents paid 118. Emily. The
Ooh,
horse,
nice.
The horse paid 560 to show.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah. So you get the point, folks. Okay, so Del Mar race 3 we're up to. Yeah, so I thought the 5 looked solid here. Let's go to
currently 2-1.
Yeah, that's good. He's going to go much lower, don't you think? I could see him going like anywhere between a 6 to 5, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I think this horse is logical, but I think it's just like overbet because no one really knows where else to go. That's why I think the 2 is like really crazy value.
Yeah, let's look at the 2. Let's look at the 2. I handicapped this race before I looked at your stuff. Okay. And then I looked at your stuff and kind of came to the same conclusions. So why don't you tell us how you came to be with this horse?
Let me pull up just so I can see it a little bit better on my machine. I mean, first of all, just real obvious. It is a class change, even with the circuit, right? Just looking at like as far as purse. I'm pulling it up real quick here.
The horse had trouble last time too.
Had trouble, kind of broke slow, and just also seemed like as far as that race was like a little bit over the top. They're running it back in 11 days off like kind of a top effort. There was just like the timing just wasn't right. So I don't really care about that race. The horse has been off 2 months since. It's first time on this circuit, so you can project positive intent. But just going back, looking at this horse, especially keying off those Oakland Park races, it was an excuse pretty much on December 31st, running at a much higher level. Had the drop in class on March 3rd. And that race, $34,000 purse. Today's a $34,000 purse. So it already shows me that the horse has the speed figures, that 86, which on the high end of par, the class, be at the level, can get kind of the right trip, has some tactical speed, has finishing ability. And then even going back further in like the Woodbine races, I mean, it's not a one-off number. That's where the horse.
Yeah.
And all those Woodbine races are, they stack up. I mean, just looking at the optics figurines, they stack up with today. Like this horse can compete at this level. And just seems like with the intent being fresh in, first time on this circuit, the ship and win bonus, they're going to run for a tag, not trying to be, too ambitious. The fact that the horse isn't taking money maybe is kind of a sign. I'll have to look at the pools and stuff. But anyways, that's how you ask how I got to the horse. That's how.
Yeah, well, I think the other thing too is like maybe he doesn't take money because even if the barn's going to bet him, doesn't mean like the people at Del Mar are going to bet a horse like this. Ship in. I think sometimes these ship in horses get overlooked. The other thing is like you could say, well, and this is like the difference I think sometimes between us and stuff. You could say like this horse is kind of in and out, runs good race, bad race, good race, bad race, and you say, well, that's his form, but it's kind of like excuses for his bad races. You know what I'm saying? And I think when just looking at a pattern could be dangerous. So he's always due for a good race or a bad race. Even though in this case he does look like he's going to run a better race, but there's reasons why. At least there should be, right? It shouldn't be just like a horse. When you look at figures, oh, he's running a good race. That's how he runs. Okay, you could put your money thinking that and using that logic. But I think you need to understand the context of numbers, and that's why we have this Optics Notes product. Okay, helps you try to not only understand the quantity but the quality of the race, right? How this horse actually got to where they got to, and I think it's important. And we talked about the subtlety of trips, and you can see the subtlety of trips why horses lose or win. And so anyway, that was the point I wanted to make, Emily. Because I mean, this would be like traditional people, and I know people that are sheets players would call us XO kind of guys, XO, right? So that means I guess X is good, zero is O is bad, and he's on that kind of pattern. But I never bought into that. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, and also, I mean, just in terms of Woodbine, just knowing Woodbine, I mean, they're long seasons. They run horses in spots like where they don't always win, where they're not meant to win. So I don't, when they're kind of stacking up losses and they're running above where they belong, like this horse was, it's like I don't really hold that form against this horse.
The other thing too is I kind of looked at his dirt form. So he's got 2 wins on dirt, and like the losses, he was kind of like he had the issues with tactics and trouble, and he was over his head in one of them. But his other 2 dirt races really compete well here, right?
Yep.
So yeah, I'm with the 2 and the 5 here.
John Lees is going 6-1.
Who is?
John Lees.
Okay.
That's his pick. Let's look at those horses and we can assess them. The thing with the 1, I mean, I can kind of get there. I'm just not. The 1 to me is not a horse that is a strong 2-turn horse. I thought this horse would get overbet because she does have those recent wins at a route, but it was very circumstantial. Or I shouldn't say 2 wins. The 1 win at a route is circumstantial, as you can see. It was weak, and just going back through, it's like shorter. The horse is losing ground. No finish. Things like that. I don't think this horse really is a true route horse, and in terms of the pace scenario, looks okay on the plot, but when you combine the sun contention and the higher speed rating, it's not great for a horse that is kind of a no finish, even though it is a square.
Yeah, I agree. High speed rating. Don't like the 1.
And it's up in class too from those recent races.
I don't like the price on the 1.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the 6 was the other one. Second off a layoff. Another horse. I don't know.
I mean, again, like this horse, one is the best. One is the best of the speed last out, coming off the layoff at Los Alamitos. Going to be up in class. Is going to have to hold form. Is going to have to run faster, and is going to take pressure. It's going to take pace pressure with the race scenario.
At least he's getting a better price on that one.
Yeah, I mean, slightly.
That's the only thing I can say, but yeah.
No. I mean, still like third choice.
Yeah, not even. So for me, it's 2 and 5. And like if you're still alive, if you played our pick 4, we singled the 4 in the last race. So, well, I guess the pick 5 is still alive, too. Right? I did that all ticket, all 3, 4. Yeah. See if I can hit 2 in a row. I didn't play it though. This one I did not play. I didn't have time. I just kind of winged it there. So
I played the pick 5 bust because I didn't use 3. I only used the 4. My ticket was like $10. So that's out. But then I started to pick 4, singling the 4. That was like no brainer.
Yeah, cool. And then we had race 10 at Saratoga too. I think I did this one in Focus too. I did the last 4 races. Oh yeah, I like the horse this race. I'm just worried about he's an off the pace horse.
The 11?
Yeah. So this horse
jumps
was
off the page.
Yeah, so he 2 back. I thought it was a prep going shorter, right? And strong galba, strong stretch. Got the stretch keyword. Mm-hmm. And then last time was just kind of against the flow, and I think it's kind of a common race here. There's going to be Yeah.
And one more point to that, yeah, against the flow, but I mean, also off your projection that the horse did improve. I mean, improve the
Yes.
speed figure. So there should be even another move forward, considering it moved forward, even though everything was kind of against the horse, where some of these others are running similar speed figures and not having anything against them.
Yes. So I was on the 11 in the last race.
Yeah,
He's currently 8-1. I think he's well above fair value for that horse. So
yeah,
look at that race. So I'll bring it up in focus and show you what I did.
yeah.
Let's see if I got it here. Let's go to the next race.
I'll bet. I'm going to bet a win bet, depending on what your
Yeah.
focus odds are.
Oh, it's 5-1 or less, definitely.
Okay.
5 value. No plans. Optics figs rate well. Best races have been today's surface too. Improving and third race in current form cycle. So succulent. Yeah. So let's just see if you competitor race thing. Oh, I like the 1. He got scratched. 1A. So I don't like the 1. The 2 is currently way undervalued for me. The 3 I didn't like. The 4 is a toss. The 5 Emily's okay. Oh no, I have 15. He's 5-1, so no good there. 6 looks like it's a first-time starter. So if you want to make sure you don't get beat there, you do a 6-11 exacta backup or something.
Okay.
The 7 don't like. 8 don't like. The 9 is like okay, but I just don't see value. The 10's okay, but no value.
Yeah, I mean this is
I mean,
like
to me, it's just
it's a fine win bet with me because
excellent.
those are great numbers. I don't know about the 9 or the 10. They could run second. I have no idea. Some of those first time starters, some of those crazy horses, who knows? But this is easy.
Yeah,
I'll keep it simple.
Yeah, that's the right play. Absolutely the right play. 8-1's fair value. Excellent value, actually. They're going through the tunnel at Del Mar. Boy, I can't remember. What's the last time you had Del Mar? I might have said this last week.
Yeah, you asked me that last time, and I was trying to remember.
Oh, while you're thinking, I am going to be on whatever they're doing, some live stream on Sunday with Frank Scattoni on Del Mar. So if anyone wants to listen, I guess I'm going to pick a couple of races. I'm not going to go through the whole card. I guess just select races. And so I guess I get to select them. So that's good.
Why aren't you doing that?
I have no idea. I didn't even ask. I don't care. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Sunday.
When is Ron doing it?
I talked to him today. He hasn't been contacted. So
he hasn't been contacted?
No. Does that surprise you?
Nope.
Anyway, I'll tell you off camera about some other things. So yeah, Sunday. So anybody who follows Del Mar, the live streaming handicapping seminars, look for me on Sunday. So I think they do, like we're doing, similar to what we're doing with the streaming. So okay. So I think we're all set here. Let's see. I'm just going to see if we got anything else this weekend that's kind of. I guess the curiosity is getting the better of me here on this Arlington Million. See who's in it. I mean, it's $1 million race though. Last year, the Arlington Million was like the Arlington 650,000 or something.
I think it was $250,000.
No, it was more than that. It was like at least.
Okay. Oh yeah, I think it was 600. But it was like
So this is a pretty good plot, actually.
It is.
It's lines up pretty well. 4 looks interesting on the plot right off the bat. I mean, these plots is a square.
But I know that horse. He always looks like that, and he's like second or third. He never wins.
Yeah,
he's like a he's like the plot hero. Like he always looks good on the plot, and then he finishes second or third. He doesn't win. That horse doesn't win. And he's always favored. He's like a good horse to try to beat on top.
Oh wow! I mean, this is not the strongest. I mean, just looking at where these horses have run, right? You got Monmouth. Last races: Monmouth, Lone Star, Indianapolis, Colonial. Okay.
Were they like preps though? Maybe for this, were
Yeah,
they like horses like second off?
Let's see. There's second off. Yeah. Third off. Second off. Could
Because
be.
that could be like, that could be like a sign, like for those horses that they weren't necessarily Monmouth horses, but with this race being not during like a regular meet, like trying to prep at one of those prep at one of those other tracks.
The race before is at Belmont. The race before maybe, but this is not. This should not be a grade 1. Let's put it down.
Well, it shouldn't be in Kentucky either. So here we are.
Well, the other thing is, you want to know how good how good this is, or how good make a statement about this. You don't see any Europeans in this race.
Mm.
You put a European in this race, it would be over. You'd think they would want it now. It's. I guess the money. It's more. I guess sometimes it's the prestige of these races than the money, because, I mean, you think this would be an easy 600,000, whatever they pay for the winner for a Euro. What do you think? I mean, a grade 2 horse winner could go, grade 3 winner could come in here and probably win this race. I'm being harsh without looking at the form, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I mean, a horse is kind of interesting in here. Let me work my way through, but I have an idea before I've gone all the way through the mix. I mean, the six is the class, because he's a B+. He's a B+ at a grade 1. The 7 will get a lot of attention with that speed figure. 7's like close.
No, that was. Did he win that? Yeah, he won that race when Brendan Walsh was like
hotter than hell. Yeah.
And that turf course was like crazy.
Right. Okay. I have my idea here, which is the 3.
Field pass. Okay. Want me to pull up the form?
Yeah.
Still loading.
I mean, because we're considering, if we're looking at this race as it's more of like a grade 2, grade 3, right? We're kind of taking that standpoint.
Yeah.
What I'm really like, fuck, he did win last out though. Just, I mean, a horse that has form at Churchill Downs is basically what I was looking at.
Yeah, but the turf course is different.
It is, but also just in terms of like intent.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyways, that's kind of where I
a race. I mean, it looks like a race to bet. At least right? It looks like a playable race. That's all I would say.
Because I think it'll be kind of an interesting board, because if the 4 is favored, the 6 will take money. Both the Chad Brown horses will take money. The 7 will take money coming off the big speed figure last out.
You see, Donegal had a first to win today at Saratoga.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, it was a slow race, but he did okay. He got some traffic, got steady, shuffled back, and came around and won pretty easy, but it was slow. It looks like a horse that's going to get better with distance anyway.
Yeah.
And then they had that horse. I don't know. Did you see, what's that horse's name? Is it Royally Perfect? I forget. What's the name of that horse?
Yeah, it's that perfect horse. Yeah. So Jerry actually called me and asked about running in that spot, because they had that horse entered. They were considering running in that race or a race at Laurel. And luckily, I didn't say scratch out of the Saratoga race and run at Laurel.
Yeah, I would have told them to.
You would have told it. You would have told him to do that. I said, because we were looking at the race, and his argument, the first thing he said to me was, it's a good spot for this horse, just as far as the calendar, right? And I'm looking at it and I'm like, well, it's not, I mean, your horse isn't, you're not that far out of it to where if you're just trying to, it fits on the calendar. You don't really know. He's like, we don't really know what to do with this horse. Really, we don't know. It's like, okay, run him in that spot. Fits on the calendar. After this race, you're going to know where he belongs in graded stakes races. He did win, so they're going to keep him at graded stakes races, which maybe not the best move, but
he ran out of
and I was like, at the least, I'm like, at the least, you're not gonna embarrass yourself running in that race. And then they won it.
I mean, he ran out of it. I mean, that horse ran like, well, first of all, it changed the tactics. Right?
Yes.
That was a good move going to the lead. I don't know who
Yes.
decided that, but that was a good move. But that horse, for him, that horse ran out of his mind because so many times that horse is just like, and that, what was it? Was it Plimlicco? I mean, had he lost that race? I mean, it was a bad ride, actually. I mean, I think about it, but still, I just never thought class-wise that horse would even match up with that field. I really didn't. The best horse in that race was the horse that finished second, though. I thought, the Pletcher. I forget the name of him. But I was shocked. I thought the horse ran huge. I didn't think that horse had that kind of race in him. What'd you think? I mean, he ran fast. Like he didn't. It wasn't like one of these things where he was just like on a lone. I mean, he was in front. He was clear, but I mean, he had to run fast to clear, and he just kept going. I thought that was a good race. I was like, something happened to this horse. The horse looked like he took a notch up. Something changed in that horse. I don't know.
Ready to perform. Ready
to perform.
To perform.
Yeah. Thank you, Emily. He's a Maryland bred horse too, so he gets those Maryland races probably. I think he's Maryland bred. Yeah.
All right, going in the gate.
But now he's great. He probably could win all those Maryland races if they take another shot. He doesn't, it's not up to the task. They just send them there, win a bunch of races. They get extra money in those races, I think, from the breeders and all that other stuff. So he's set with that horse. That horse is okay. He's gonna do okay with that horse, I think, financially. Did he say anything about Mo Donegal?
I
didn't ask.
Knew better to not ask.
Yeah, that's good. So who?
Because the thing is that I think if I was like, if Jerry brings it up, then I'll let him bring it up. But if he doesn't bring it up, like I'm not going to ask him about it because I know he's going to give me an honest answer, and he might not want to do that. You know what I mean? Like I was trying to like be respectful of that kind of boundary.
Yeah. Okay. They're off at Del Mar.
Yeah. 5 is getting a trip. 2 got hammered late. Well, there's the money. The money showed up on the 2. Finally.
5. This was 3-1.
Because the late money came in on that 2.
Still.
I know still, but
it went pretty quick. 2's 4, 7 and 8 again parked.
Park.
So it's all they parked wide. They got parked.
Okay, wide. I was like, we have a new keyword, parked.
So he's forcing the move. So the 7's forced him to move. Now the 5's getting forced to move. 2's got some runs in the back. Yeah. The 1. You think the 1 could take this kind of pressure at 6 furlong horse and keep going? I don't know.
We shall see.
2's got to run though, I think.
I hope. I mean, he's just got so much to do, but
no, I think he's got momentum. He's got momentum. He's saving all the ground. He's the winner.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Oh, let's not count the chickens. But with the horse at this level, I don't want to count the chickens. But
look at this.
Come on, Q.
This trip he's got. Inside, outside, inside, outside.
I mean, I'm feeling good because I got both these horses right now, but I would prefer the 2.
Oh, the 2 should. Oh, excuse me. On the broadcast, my bad language.
What did you say?
The F word. I'm not like you guys. I don't. You youngsters, you just throw it out there like it's nothing. Sister Stabile would smack me on my hands with the keys if I said this way. 12
No,
years of
that's
Catholic
Masters
school.
where I grew up.
Oh, well, look, I mean, it's going to be a decent exacta now, right?
Yeah, those are the two. I mean, come on. The
Oh.
rest of the one as the favorite. What are you guys doing?
And with that kind of pressure you got, it was like no way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hopefully people are taking our advice. It's been pretty good so far. All right, we're going to race 10. Okay, at the Saratoga closing race. Yeah.
I'm locked and loaded on this 11.
All right, 7-1. That two's momentum got hurt a little bit, when he trying to decide he'd stay in or go out, with the 6.
Yeah.
The one tiring, it was. I don't blame him. It wasn't an easy decision, It was like, what are you gonna do?
Well, I mean, they did go fast, but I mean, the horse didn't have to be that far back early on. I think that's where the problem started.
Well, the first quarter.
I mean, because look at we don't have the plot pulled up right now, but I mean, the horse is quadrant 2. He's not quadrant 4. The horse did not have to be that far back. But she broke fine. She broke.
But you got a 20. You got like a 20. You got like a 22 and change for opening quarter. It was pretty quick. Yeah,
I feel like that's standard at this track.
Oh, okay. It's just a timing thing. It's a timing thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You know better. I follow. So race 4. This was the 11. We were going to kind of like. So you played the pick 4, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just curious what this exact pick.
22.50 for a buck.
That's pretty good. I mean, they were like the only 2 horses I saw in that race. They made any sense?
Yeah.
That was how bad I'm making lines, right? I thought my line, I guess, was better because I thought the 5. Remember I was saying something like 6-5 in that horse. I'm drunk and disorderly in a good way. Okay. Come on, Succulent. Who's on Succulent? Dylan Davis.
Heard of him?
He's okay. Leading rider at Belmont. You know that? This year? This spring meet? There is such a delay with the Fox Sports. When they have their broadcast is like a good minute behind the racing.
Oh, I don't even mess with it. I can't even imagine. RTN all the way, volume down, straight track feed, fast internet, inject it right into my veins.
Okay, they've arrived at the gate. The 11, 16 to 1 at Del Mar opened up. Is that the horse? The 11, right?
Yeah.
I'm confused because I know we have an 11 at Saratoga too, so I was like,
yes.
Yeah. 11. Parlay. Oh, 7-1. Whoa, that's a good place. Get some pace up front. We need some pace up front. And we need to get covered up somehow. Not covered up. Doesn't have to even be covered up. Just like not caught wide. Saratoga, actually, you want to get, when you slingshot for home, you want to be in like the third path, like almost. You know, it seems like that's the best place to be. Like 3 over, like right toward the middle, more toward the middle of the track. You like right. And if you got clear run and you're there, you got a good shot to win. If you got the horse. Okay, they're in the gate. They loaded fast. Oh,
Not the best start.
no. That kind of the 12 jumped out of there. And that's what kind of hurt. Kind of got shuffled a little bit. That's okay. They're going pretty. They're really contending. They're all getting caught wide, so he avoided that.
They're kind of getting bunched a little too.
We need like a 23. Oh my God, 24-2.
All right, we need a 45
47. Like 47. Like 47 they'd really be picking it up.
Okay.
Because you're not winning from that far back on this track. Has 48-8. Oh man, 48-4.
Oh boy.
But that's a 41 one shot in front.
Still, I feel like I want to be seeing some movement of that chicklet right about now. I'd like to be seeing. Oh, he's got run too. He's stuck with his horses. Yeah. Jesus.
You gotta get lucky. Yeah.
It's gonna be like another playback horse too.
Yeah.
This horse is gonna finish 5th.
Yeah. Get him outside. He's got run though. He's got run.
So much run. So much run. Oh my God. Come on.
No, baby. Come on.
Oh my God. That horse is so much the best.
Oh,
and then it comes in my birthday? Come on. That's stupid. 12/11? Well, technically 11/12 would have been my birthday, but I'm not that lucky. Apparently.
That horse was flying.
Jeez, that horse is so much the best. Good God.
Man. Got slowed down just a second there, like right off the turn, and then you got clear run. And, so everyone was coming back to look at this 12. 12 was running too. You know what I mean? It was like
yeah. You have an EX trouble 2 back on that horse on that 12.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll disqualify this 12 for no. Damn, great exacted too. 12/11. Jeez. 12/11 Cinco. 5, not bad.
Yeah, 12 plotted well.
Yeah. I mean, 12 made sense.
Yeah.
But man, the 11 should have won. My God.
Yeah. That was a good play. I mean, I didn't play it. No, I didn't play it. I didn't have time to think about it. But, I had the 11 in the contest. Anyway. All right, well, that's the end of Saratoga.
The end of Saratoga.
He was right around fair odds for me. Yeah, I kind of saw it as a negative with Rosario, believe it or not. It just I was like, why is Nevin gotten like? But my bad. Okay. Can't cry over spilled milk.
Yeah, that's I mean, no regrets on that play. It should be.
Yeah, it's a good play. That's the right play every time. You only have to hit that 6 times. One out of every 6 times, you're gonna be making money, or 7 times actually. Del Mar race 4. Okay, this is where we're on the first because the plot was kind of a mess. Or the grid. So you have horses here. So this is the way I kind of look at it, right? So you got this horse. You got to give the one as the contender just because he hasn't lost at this level. He's piled up the losses, but at least this is the first time he's going to drop it. And you've been begging them to drop this horse forever.
Yeah, is this more of like a lateral move though? Because it's
Oh, is it state bred? Oh, open company. Oh, okay.
And the
So-
barn's been cold. I mean, it does seem maybe more of a lateral move, but
Right. Pass.
I mean,
I'm gonna pass.
okay,
I'm gonna pass.
okay.
I mean, plot's okay, but I'm just gonna pass. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna just pass. We could come back to it when I look at these others.
Okay.
I'm not playing the Pleasanton horse until they start winning. I'm sorry. I mean,
This barn has been super hot, and that's probably why this horse is taking money. It's favored in all the everythings. But I mean, Plotty.
PX for me. Play against this horse.
Okay.
The 3. I give this horse a legitimate chance. What?
Hot Barn.
Hot Barn too. Legitimate. Interesting. Maldonado's off this horse. I don't know if that means anything. He's on the 2. So, where's Bravo? Bravo's been the kind of go-to guy, hasn't he? Is he on anybody else in this race?
No.
No. Okay. Maybe he's just not in town. Maybe he's riding somewhere else today or something. Or he's traveling. 4. Is that for 15,000 at Presque Isle he lost? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I mean, he got off bad. He rushed, but still.
I mean, yeah, it's still. I mean, that horse should have run faster. They've been entering this horse looking to run on the turf. They're going to show up here on the dirt. It's slow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Horse gets the drop. Don't know what he could be on dirt. I don't know anything on his workouts or anything like that.
I use this horse because I can't.
Yeah. I mean, I would too.
I can't. Yeah, he's in.
Did you use this horse in your pick 4?
Yes.
Okay, good.
100%.
Good.
Because I can't eliminate him. He might.
No, you can't.
I just.
He's
basically like. Yeah, he's basically like another first-time starter.
Yeah, he was slow out of the gate, so I mean, if he does that again, you never bet him. But if he doesn't, if he gets out of the gate, who knows? So,
I mean, a horse that's running now for 20,000, right? So he's a little bit on the cheaper side. This horse is not gonna. A cheaper horse is not gonna win first time out going 2 turns on the turf. So I just don't like that race is meaningless.
Means nothing.
Yeah. They had the horse entered for 40,000 on May 5th, going 1 turn on the dirt. He's going 1 turn on the dirt today. Similar extended sprint. 100% using this horse.
Yeah, I'm with you. The 6.
Not for me.
Not for me.
Not for me.
And he's kind of like peaked in his last race too, numbers wise. He's coming right back in 14 days. Hasn't got it done 2 times this level.
Another horse that always looks good on the plot.
Yeah, I don't like it. And he's got gate issues. We're taking a lot of value. I mean, take a lot of short prices out of this next year. Can't bet this horse though.
I'm glad you said that because I didn't use it.
Good. The 8, he's kind of piled up the losses. I mean, I can't make a case for the 8.
No. I don't even know who this rider is. Never heard of it. Iniguez?
The 9, yeah, he's got to use this horse unless you just on the drop alone. This might be maybe this is the right distance, this horse too. Who knows? But I mean, just got to use this horse. Smith and Mullins too. Yeah. 10, I think 10 was another use, right? Just because he had the trouble, his green. Well, maybe he just improves a little bit. I don't know if this is a drop either. Might be one of those parallel.
No, this is actually an up in class.
Oh, that is an up. Okay.
Because I mean, look at the optics figure range is all I'm going off of.
Oh yeah. I would didn't get bet either. That was just a negative. So I mean, he'd be like a tier 2 for me, but
I think I tried to get to this horse, and I ended up like watching the workouts and stuff, and I just ultimately was like, I can't do it. This horse is just no good.
Oh man, I missed the cutoff. Well, okay. Let me say, finished second in trying to grab that Breeders' Cup contest.
Oh yeah. Get it.
All right. Well, okay. So they're okay. So the 11. First time starter, this is it. I mean, sometimes like these, how could have 20,000? But I actually, you commented on it also as sort of Toby commented on, this horse had a good gate workout, which in this case is going to be a good thing, right?
Yep.
Out of the gate, who knows? You get this horse out in front, maybe he doesn't stop. 12, pass. Let him beat me. I know you probably use what?
Did I? I think I did use the 12.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you for using this horse. I just, especially that he's cutting back. You got tactics here.
Yeah.
I don't blame you on the spread. I mean, I wouldn't. 18-1. I use this horse. I think
that's why I was like, because I just felt like those other ones are basically going to be shorter, and this horse is basically the same, even though he's had like all those tries and he's not going to be used, and like
Yeah, I agree. He just could fall into the right trip. Who knows?
Yeah.
So what did you have in your pick 4? If you don't mind me asking, I don't want to jinx it.
What do I have? What do I have? 2? No. Did I use 2? I did use 2.
2, okay, yeah.
3, 5, 11, 12.
3, okay.
So I didn't use 9, and I didn't use 10.
You didn't use the 1?
And I didn't use the 1.
Okay. Oh, the 1 was right. Okay, I'm right. I'm back now. The 1 was.
I mean, I could have.
No. I got you. It was state, but used the 2 though, right? You said or no?
Yes, I did. I think because I can't remember. I mean, I don't like this horse, but yeah, I think it was because the hot barn, the plot. I don't know. I don't like this horse. I could have easily not used this horse.
Yeah, I think that's good. I think you did good. Yep. Yeah, I think you did good. I think that the 11's worth a win bet too, folks. My opinion.
Yeah,
let's see how he looks on the track.
In race 5, the 4 was like getting hammered.
Oh, in that last race, yeah. Are you 4 deep in that race or no?
I am not. I don't have the 4 in that next race. That's why I was looking. And that horse
would you use this?
Absolutely
579? 579?
I am 179. I wasn't 5, but that was another one that I kind of did like a deeper dive on early. The 5's taking money too. It was just, I mean.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's get a look at these puppies on the track. Come on, let's get this 11 home.
2 is wasted.
Toey.
I mean, right now the pick 5 is pretty chalky, so I kind of need a little bit of chaos here, and then if the 4 is favored in the next race.
Oh, you're alive in the pick 5?
No, I bust in the pick 5 because I singled the 4.
Okay, yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
But my ticket, my ticket was $10. Because I was like, I mean, if like the 4-1, that's where I had like some coverage and some ideas. I'd be alive. I'd be alive if the 4-1 the first leg and
So you went 1 by 2 by 5 by 2, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. That works if we can get it home. This is the race. I don't think you're going to move on this race, but it's just a matter of what price you get.
Yeah.
If you can get out something other than the 2, you'd be okay.
Yeah.
Pick 5s, they're much, especially, I don't know, Saratoga, the values, just, I guess the takeout's a big issue. Is the same takeout, Del Mar is still 15 or no?
Yes, the early, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this
I typically don't even play the pick 4, but I just did because I was like, the 4 seems like a single. And it was to beat the 3.
I mean,
11.5. I think that, I mean, 12 would probably be used more than. Well, the 5 is nobody's going to use that. Well, I shouldn't say nobody's taking some money, but.
tricky. You may be very tricky here.
Yeah. This trainer also was a former assistant to Paul Aguirre.
Oh, okay. He was solid. Is he still around?
Yeah. No, this is like she owns this horse. Like this is like she has one horse. This is it. I don't know. I don't see him. No, he still has a few. He has a few horses. Paul
You know
Aguirre.
who came back to his training? I saw it. Churchill was Helen. I always get confused with the last name because she got married and changed her name.
Pitts?
Yeah.
Oh, she's been around for a while because she runs horses at Indiana.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. So I saw her at Churchill, like the last Churchill meeting. I'm like,
yeah.
I always liked her as a trainer. I thought she's really good.
Yeah.
And I just hadn't seen her in a while. And then I looked, and I guess she got married, had kids too, and now came back. Maybe years back now, but I wasn't following. But I remember like she did just such a. I always liked her as a horsewoman. She did a fabulous job with that Einstein horse. I thought that was fabulous.
Well, was she the one? Did she start curling?
Yes. Well, yes. Because what happened was, I think she worked for McPeak, and then she took over McPeak's horses. Now I don't know if that's how curling came to her, or they just gave like whatever. But yes, she was original trainer of curling. You think about all those big horses. He wasn't the original trainer on a lot of them. I shouldn't say a lot of them, but some of the big ones. Right? Rachel, Curlin. I'm trying to think of some others. Yeah, there's a couple others. I mean, Max Player, I guess, too, right? Was another one. Is that the name of that horse?
Yeah, that was Linda Rice at first.
Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah.
You think about like a lot of. I shouldn't say a lot of, but I mean, Chad Brown gets a lot of horses too. Those Euro fillies that are like kind of established. Well, they're kind of established a little bit in Europe. And then he brings them over here, and he's got like kind of an advantage. Those horses are kind of just running against a lot better horses in Europe. But they come here and just dominate. I'm not saying all of them, but there's some that fit that bill. But a good trainer doesn't, the good thing they do is horse doesn't go the other way.
Right.
So you get a good horse, they don't go the other way. They get better, which is good. Which makes you a good trainer, great trainer, and good trainer.
Yeah. It keeps horses in form and then putting horses where they fit. I think it's like that combination of the two.
He's
right?
really.
You have a horse that can run, keep them in form, place them where they fit. That's it.
He's really good at that, actually, because he's one of the few trainers. Like even when they get rid of horses, they're still live. Like he drops a horse like 50. That's where the horse belongs, and the horse wins there. You know what I mean? It's like that. It's not like he's got bad. Like the horse has gone bad. He just knows,
right?
Like where this horse fits. But
it's not like when you see like a Baffert horse run for 20, and you're like, oh my god,
you got it. But
this horse is going to have a GoFundMe website in a few days.
You got to remember his mentor, and I guess he maybe picked some of this up. Frankel, he came up through Hard Knocks. He was a claiming trainer, and he was just incredible at putting horses where they belonged, right? And then once he got the good stock, right, it was like lights out because he just knew horses inside out and knew where to put them when he got good ones. He just knew when to do that. So, yeah. Oh, by the way, I just want to get your opinion on last week's Whitney.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what did you think of that race, and what did you think of the winner? So we can look at it.
Oh, because we talked about this because it was like whether it was like a hard or
yeah.
So I would agree, but I just think he's going to be off until the Breeders' Cup. That it's regression and hard isn't even really going to matter. But I mean, shorter, 100% shorter. mean, he just got, it was what, loan?
Yeah.
Why are you in Canterbury? Oh,
No, I'm trying to find it. I don't know what day it was. So what's that's tomorrow is the
tomorrow's 12th.
12th. So
Oh, I
it'd
think
be
it was, what, 6? No,
4th, right? It would be the 4th, right?
Okay, it's the 6th because that's a Thursday.
Oh, it's just,
and the 4th is a Thursday. The 6th is a Saturday.
Okay. Do you think they would put this horse in the mile or into the Breeders' Cup Classic?
Oh, they'll run in the Classic.
And what
he already won the mile, right? Or no,
No.
Yeah, he won the mile, right?
I don't know. I'll pull it up.
Because Nixco went to the Classic, right? I forget.
Right. Yeah, dirt mile. Look at this.
So I know, yeah. So I mean, I think that it's like they would feel kind of like a chicken if they ran in the mile again at this point. I feel like they have to run him in the Classic, and I don't even necessarily think he would win the mile.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I don't disagree with that note at all.
So flight line,
but I would just say shorter. That's the
I got one turn and shorter so many times here. It's like
yeah.
The what's his name?
We're going in the gate.
Flight line. Is he running in the Pacific Class?
That's the plan. Yeah.
Okay, that'd be interesting to see. That'll give you a gauge in like how the Classic will be run, right?
Yes. And where everybody else runs.
Yeah.
All right, going into the gate.
But I always thought flight line was going to be better with more distance, actually.
How is he going to get better? How does that horse get better?
Yeah, I think. Well, I should maybe not. I know, but he's not.
I know what you're saying. I was just being silly.
He's just as good. It's going to be just as good. I don't see him like being. Like, can you imagine a horse if he doesn't have to chase somebody going really fast? He just like kind of like could just get that stride going. He's got incredible stride, that horse.
Yeah, this is gonna be like a weird comparison, but I was listening to a hardcore podcast. So for anyone out there that listens to hardcore, this will make sense. Okay, I'll tell this story after this race.
Some bumping.
Yeah, it's like what, 3 and 4.
Yeah, in 5 maybe got bumped too.
Yeah.
The 11's got shown good speed here. It's pretty much.
Yeah, stalking outside that first flight. The chicklets are all over the place.
Oh, I don't go.
It's like they have the 2. The chicklets have the 2 on the lead. Okay.
Mm-hmm. No.
Not loving the visuals on the 11 here. He's kind of being grind city.
He's starting to make a 4 starting to move up. 10 is on the outside. Who's in between those horses?
That is 6.
Comes a 3. He's grinding. 6 is grinding. Come on, hold with this. You need a 2 here, right? Here comes a 3, Emily. Here comes a 3. He's coming up.
No, that's a 10.
Oh, it's a 10. Ooh.
Yeah, let's not have the 10.
Oh, I think. Ooh, it's close, huh?
I know. This one they can put the photo up.
Yeah.
Close. They can use the photo of this 10. So
the angle looked like the 10, but I think because the angle's off, I think. Maybe
I'm not even gonna guess. I mean, at this point, it's gonna be like chalk. So whatever at this point. If the 2 wins, great. They'll move on. If it doesn't, I
think
so be it. I mean, I probably should have used the 10 going through it again, but I'm a ding dong. Yeah. So So we're talking about this band Ceremony, who's like an excellent hardcore band, and they started their first 2 albums like playing like really fast hardcore power violence style. Wrote like their third or second album was like one of the best albums of the genre that year. Third album, good, but
just so you know.
2-1.
I think so. I mean, I slowed it down on my satellite TV.
Yeah. Well, we all know in like 10 more minutes.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get the story in. Then their third, I think this is the third album, I'm forgetting now, Roanoke Park, is like just this like kind of just straightforward. Oh, it's so hard to tell. Like a straightforward, like just punk. Oh, it's 2 got it. All right. We move on. Very long.
Wow, it's quicker. They put them quicker than I thought they were going to put them.
Yeah. And then their style changed with each album, but every album is so incredible, and it's like in a different style, and it's so exceptional for a band to do that, right? Because they typically, they have like a genre, they have a lane, they stay in it, they do it well, they try to venture out. You're like, you're not a disco band,
Right.
But this band just nails it every single time with like a different style. You're like, I don't even know how they do it. They're just there. So when you think about like those great horses, that's what they do. They're sprinters. They could run a mile. They can go on the turf. They can sprint. They can travel. They can ship. And you're like, you don't see those type of horses often, right?
No.
They're so few and far between. Like, it's like the horse needs a ton of ground, or is like a top level turf sprinter, and that's it. And so Flightline could be the Ceremony of horses, of where he's able to sprint and route and go long and like
Forgo,
send out bangers every time.
Yeah, Forgo, everyone thinks of him as a long distance horse, come from behind horse, but he was Sprinter of the Year one year. Same thing with Secretariat. Secretariat was the 3-year-old turf horse of the year. Right? So I mean, those like Einstein, what we talked about before, right? He's probably the first horse to win a grade 1 on dirt and synthetic. Catholic Boy. Remember he turf, grade 1 on turf and dirt on the Travers. So I mean, Flightline to me just seems like that kind of where Life is Good doesn't. I mean, Flightline just seems like a different kind of dude. He's like a Ghostbuster kind of horse. Could be like a 1-turn horse, but I think, and I think like a 1-turn mile maybe. What's that?
You call them Ghostbuster.
I love Ghost Zapper. You know what? I'm getting more and more like my mother.
I was like, who's Ghostbuster?
Who are you going to call? Oh, boy, sure. Make fun of me at my advanced age. But I like those horses are like, I think he's just, first time I saw it, remember, we were like texting back and forth. First I was saying like, oh my God. Like, I never, you could tell like, for even the first or second time horse runs, you're like, this is different. It just feels different. And I just look at his stride, it's like, I'm like, this horse, you kidding me? He can commit, he could get into a nice high cruising speed. There's no one who's going to be able to stay with this horse. No one.
Yeah. I'd say if there's like any like one single knock on Flightline is that maybe he's a little bit slow out of the gate.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's still too brilliant that it's like he gives those other horses like a head start, and it doesn't even matter.
Secretary went through that too. There was a point in his career where he's like was getting out of the gate slow. But I think over time, as these horses get smarter and all the rest, they learn more. And I think with Secretariat, I think it was his size, because his girth and width. Sometimes he didn't fit well in the game. But I think that over time, even they start figuring that out. But you're right. I mean, that'd be the one thing right now. But we'll see. So when is the Pacific Classic? Is it? Yeah.
It's now like what? Like the end of September, I think.
September.
I think they moved, and not the end of September, but
August.
No, they moved it.
Why did they move it?
I don't know. September 3rd.
Oh, wow.
So
I used to have
it's a second to last weekend because typically the meet ends on the first weekend of September, right?
After the day after Labor Day. So it depends on where Labor Day is, I guess. So that's probably the Saturday before Labor Day, my guess.
What is Labor Day?
Labor Day is probably going to be the 5th.
Yeah, so but they're not closing. They're not closing on Labor Day. They're running one more weekend.
Oh, they are? Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I believe.
I did not know that.
To September 11th.
Oh, wow. That's new.
Yeah. So I think that's why the Pacific Classic is pushed. I don't know what it is, but.
Okay. Well, anyway, I think that it's gonna be interesting to see him. I mean, that's one horse I'm kind of a fan of right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
let me check in on these notes here. Okay, just joining back in. Curious why Life is Good got a hard keyword in the Whitney. I'm gonna go through these comments, but let's start there. Why did you give Life is Good a hard keyword?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, first of all, did he look tired in the stretch? Looked like he ran hard. I mean, he had to run hard. He cleared those horses. I thought he was shifting ground. He was shifting ground late. So I thought he exerted an effort. I don't think, by no means, I think that was an easy win.
No, I agree. The only reason I wouldn't use the keyword in that space is because I don't think he's going to run back in any time quick.
Yeah, but
that's the only thing, because I think when we use that keyword, once it gets past like 60 days, it's irrelevant.
Right.
Should be irrelevant.
Right. But the other thing I could do if he does, you never know. I mean, you never know. Someone decides to run, and we have it in there. But you always get downgraded and take it out if he doesn't run back. But I don't know. I mean,
you know what?
Actually, it doesn't matter.
No. You know what? It is good. It is good you have it in there, because sometimes those efforts can put a horse over the top. And so let's say you have that hard keyword in there, and then he doesn't run into the Breeders' Cup, but we follow his works and he doesn't look like the same horse.
Right.
Then that would be very important to just know that race put this horse completely over the top, and he's done so. Yeah. Okay. No, I'm on board.
I thought he was in jeopardy of losing that race to a horse that, I mean, I played, but I thought it was a very big long shot. I guess the other something Saver, the silver, whatever the other plectrum.
Yeah.
But well, we'll see. See how he comes back in training. But yeah, that was my assessment. Yeah, I thought it was hard.
All right. And then EP Sealer, I hope I'm saying that right. John, great call on the Del Mar 3 with your single on Mercy. And then Saratoga race 10 was succulent. Nothing wrong with the 3-1 winner and a 7-1 place. I agree.
Cool.
Should be a 3-1 winner and a 7-1 winner, but we'll go on. We'll move on.
How about no one mentioned the trifecta there. With our 18.
Maybe they jumped it. Maybe they jumped it late.
Oh, okay.
Because that was the race. That was the race before. That was the turf sprint.
Yeah.
The turf sprint was a try. So I don't know when they jumped in.
That's okay.
Aaron Shapiro, I think Forgo once won an Eclipse Sprint Award.
Yes.
True or false?
Yes, as I mentioned before.
Okay. And then I agree, John. He looked very tired. Just came in late. I want no part of him in the Classic. Yeah. Agree.
Agreed.
Yeah, I mean, if Flightline does the damn thing in the Pacific Classic and does point to the Breeders' Cup Classic, I mean, life isn't good. Oh no, I mentioned the trifecta. I got it. Did I miss it earlier in the comment? I didn't see the comment. I'm sorry. So Jeff. Oh, no, there it is. I'm sorry. Jeff Jelly, nicely done on the try at Saratoga. Yes, okay. I'm sorry. I just completely missed it. And then Bruce Lindsay, the trifecta paid $118.37. 37.
30 maybe. 37. I didn't know they couldn't.
We got the at Ellis Park. No problem. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah.
I'm good. Everyone's having fun, making some bets.
Yeah.
Any questions, ask away. Anything you want to talk about, any subject. Emily's very diverse in subjects, so she knows about a lot of different things.
Yeah, these things are kind of anemic.
I'm like Louis De Palma. I know what everyone else is good at. Louis De Palma was a character in Taxi, Emily, if you don't remember that show.
Oh, I love Taxi because I love Andy Kaufman. I mean, I love that whole Taxi cast.
Andy Kaufman, that guy was incredible. That cast was the best cast of probably any comedy show ever. I mean, it puts Seinfeld to shame in terms of that cast. I mean, you ever see a movie? I'm trying to think of the name of it. It had Jim Ignatowski. What's Jim Ignatowski's name?
Who?
The guy that was Dr. Brown and Jim Ignatowski from Cheers. I mean, from Taxi. Jim, the guy that was always stoned.
Yeah, I don't know what movie you're talking about.
I forget his name. No, you remember I forget his name. Christopher Lloyd. Christopher Lloyd.
Oh.
It was Christopher Lloyd. It was Peter Boyle. The guy that was on the Raymond Show, but before that, he was kind of has been a character after his whole life. He recently died. Michael Keaton, and the guy that was in the Animal House, Steve, I forget his name, but he was like kind of a nerdy guy. But anyway, they played mental patients, and they escaped this mental patient place. They want to go to the Yankee game. And the movie is hilarious. I'm trying to think of the name. It's like something with like it's. I just can't think of it. Lorraine Bracco's. I know everyone in the movie, but look it up. I mean, if anyone's gonna take a look at it.
Yeah, who's got it on the trivia? Who's there in the chat that wants to know? And are you faster than
I watched on a flight home when I was traveling like 300,000 miles a year, and I was like, oh, what is this crap? It looked like this was gonna be a crap movie. I just laughed the whole time. It was like just incredibly funny. Some of those guys just look at Peter Boyle. I find him hilarious, and Raymond. He's the best in that show. Dreamers. I want to say something. Dreamers.
There's a movie that has baseball on the cover called 8 Men Out, but that doesn't seem right.
8 Men Out is about the Chicago White Sox scandal in baseball back in the early 1900s when they fixed the World Series. That's what that one's about.
I'm going through all of his movies.
Yeah, when you first see it, it's like, oh, this is really silly. It is silly, but it's funny.
There's a movie called Completely Cuckoo. No?
No, I don't.
Somebody in the chat gonna bail us out. The Dream Team.
The Dream Team. That's it.
Aaron Shapiro to the rescue.
The Dream Team. That was good.
All right, we're losing some people in the chat. Can we talk the late pick 4 at Del Mar? Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
So this race, I mean, the 4, I don't have the 4 in the pick 4. I mean, this horse certainly makes sense, was taking all the money in the doubles. I wasn't crazy. I get why they're betting this horse off that high last out speed figure, but I mean, this horse could certainly win.
You have to be using a 5 and a 9 here at those prices.
The 9, okay. The 9 I have, the 5, I mean, yeah, at the price, sure. It's just I'm not going to talk shit on that. I'm not going to talk shit on the horse. It's just it's just a barn change and all that, and like what.
Yeah, let me tell you something.
But the fact that it's speed, it's a turf sprint, I'm fine with it.
Let me make a case for this 5 for a second. I'm going to look at the form because I'm looking at the trainer. This guy, he's he's a trainer, but mostly at Los Al, right? But he
Yeah.
does some other things.
Turf
This guy's a
paradise.
good horseman, and I mean, this is the type of horse. This is the type of race where if you, I'm telling you, the speed of the speed is going to be dangerous in this race, and this 5 is going to be out there, and you're going to be like, he's got a shot to win this race because he's been running these shorter distances. I guess the reason he doesn't plot, let me go. His first time is going to be turf.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about that. And he's typed it when you got speed and you can get out there. I think is this the horse? Yeah.
Yeah.
So this horse has got speed, and I just think that you have to use this horse. This guy is a short sprint trainer, and this is the first time this horse can be really short sprint. So I think he's gonna be really sharp, and I would make sure you have him. Make sure you include him.
All right. I'm in.
Okay. All right. So race 6. Okay. Do we have anything in terms of works? I don't get that much form here. Let me see if I got anything I could.
Works. This is race 6. It's a maiden claiming race. I think that the moon time, the 6, is taking no money. But it's a Hoffman's horse.
Okay.
Showed run training at Santa Anita. Has been able to show early speed. Let me do the 8 is fine because he's a drop. Makes sense.
Look, guys, I mentioned something about the Hoffman. First of all, he's good, really good trainer, right?
He is, yeah.
So the thing is I've studied clock reports and where they, like the grades and how they do, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And the one thing I noticed is they never get this guy's first time starters right. So in other words, they grade them low and they win above that. Okay.
Yeah.
But just just a general comment about.
Okay. Well, I'm using my own clocking report.
Okay, good.
Because I watch the horses. I don't have it. I don't pay for.
Yeah, because they gave it. Just so you know what I'm looking at. They gave a terrible write-up.
Okay.
Now the horse that they did give and he's run before though is the 8. So he's working pretty well. So.
Yeah, no, I think that horse makes sense just because he's the dropper. I preferred the 8 over the 7, who's another dropper, because the 7 has those gate issues.
Yeah, issues.
So the 8 for sure. And then the 10, I didn't watch this horse work, but I watched him at the sale, and he showed a little bit of speed. He worked 10 and 1, and it just seems like it's like the right spot for this horse because he's mostly prepared at the sale. They bought him for 40. They run him for 32. It's just kind of like a quick return on investment type thing. Mm-hmm. They're not trying to get, they're not trying to run this horse at a special weight. It's they know what they got. Let's just run him. So that made sense. And I gave him the edge over Golden Spa, who's also for the barn. It's fine. The horse, the Plomado, the 4, Plomado. Mm-hmm. Kind of word is that? This is the opposite horse because this is a horse that they picked up for $240,000 as a yearling, and now he's running here for 32, and he's running as a gelding. So this one is drop bait on this horse. Probably fine. And I wasn't crazy about I thought the 1 and their other horse Scratch, but the 1 looks okay, but it's probably going to be a shorter price, I thought.
What about Miati? He's usually.
Which horse is
11?
that?
He's the 11.
Did I see that one? I don't think I saw that one, and maybe that horse drew in. Maybe that's why I don't have the info on it.
Could be, because there was a lot of horses in this race.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't have. It's not taking any money in the doubles. The horses that are taking money in the doubles look like the 4 and the 8, which seems logical.
Okay, so I think we would basically what you're saying is include the 6, 8, and 10. Is that where you're at?
6, 8, yeah.
Okay.
And hope for the best. race 7. This is a race.
It looks like the 8 here. Maybe he's got 8, the 1. I mean, because it looks like there looks like a race without much contention or speed rating. So I always like to look at quadrant 1 first, and horses right around quadrant 1. That would be the 1, 3, and the 8. And then kind of go from there. I'm just looking at their form. Look like the 8 had some issues last time, so I would move him up. It was above this level too. The 1, I don't know. I don't know about Sacramento. Okay, I'd be a little eerie there. And then the 3, kind of looks like a horse that been loaned the last couple of times. It won. I don't know. Maybe he shakes loose again, or maybe the 1. I don't know. I was 1, 3, 8 here, just quick. Just looking at it, it's quick.
I thought this race was tough because there was like so many like layoffs and like horses that weren't really holding their form. I thought it was more contentious than it looked on the plot, like especially with standard, like those 3 circles above the par line. And then if 7 tries to get in there, coming off the layoff, and then there's a horse like the 9 who's not really going to plot that well because was running it as a juvenile and now it's going to come back as a 3-year-old.
Which one is that? The 9? Okay, yeah.
The 9. Yeah, so I felt like
that's
the
plot. That's an important point. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a hard time kind of going with the plot. Not that what you're saying is wrong, but I ended up using the 9 as like a new face.
I guess the 6 too is like you're going to get played, but I mean.
Yeah, I mean the 8 I can see that. I mean, she has 2 C's at this level in the past, so it wasn't that crazy. I mean, the 6 is first time dirt, but it's a major class drop. We had a prep last out. They entered to run at this condition, but it was at a mile. It was a vet scratch on 7:29, but comes back here, which maybe is a better spot and on short rest. That's the 6. And then the 4, I think, is kind of sneaky in here because she's just been running against open company and stakes horses since last year and just hasn't like been in the right spot. She has a recent layoff that's like on an improving pattern, and now she's going to drop in class, and she's already won at this level in the past. So I don't know. I just kind of was like, they're finally going to drop her to the level, and they do have to run for a tag, which is why they've been running above condition. So I thought this race was really confusing, but I went 4, 6, 9.
Okay, I'm on the 8 in this race. I'm on.
Okay.
And then the 8th race, close it out, another doozy. I guess they're running on the turf. A lot of these maybe for the first time, I guess. Yeah. So this is a complete. Oh, we got a keyword here.
Yeah.
Is this a possible single? The number 4, Tangle, duping.
I thought why did I have the 6? The 6 and the 4. Oh, the 6, the 4, and the 2. That's what I went. Okay. But yes, the 4 for sure.
Okay. So if you want to cut down your price on your ticket and play with me, you might take the 6 here. I mean, that's 6, the 4 here, and then go deep in the previous race, or try to take 1 or 2 horses in the previous race and go deep, make 2 tickets, right? So if you're right on both of them, you hit them, but you can maybe reduce the price a little bit instead of going like deep in those 2 races. Does that make sense? Like, so let's say in my case, I may bet in the race before I bet 8 and then use 2, 4, 6. And then the race before, use some of the others that Emily mentioned, 1, 3, 6, 8, whatever it was in that race, and then use the 4 as the last 2 legs. So it's an approach. Yuck. I just realized something.
What's that?
4 is 8 to 5.
Here?
No, in the that last race.
Oh, in that last leg. Yeah.
That's why you probably.
Yeah. I just didn't think that I think the 6 and the 2, watching them work before their debut race, showed a lot more run than they did on the track, and I just think there's a lot more there, and they have excuses for those races, so that's why I upgraded those.
The 10's been working pretty good too, but this horse might need more ground. They're saying, Toby. So anyway.
Oh, I hated that horse.
Yeah. Okay.
I hated the 10. I think the 10 is like one of the worst moving horses. Inefficient action and extreme paddle. So much so that I wrote the note and then I took it out of the bird's neck because I felt bad.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. There's the. Hopefully, we didn't confuse you. And I think it's a tough sequence.
That is a tough sequence.
You know, sometimes it's a tough sequence. You know, like people don't realize it could be chalky but still be tough. You know what I mean? It's like, because I'm trying to play to win. I pick 4 or 5 of them, and I'm going to cash, right? So, you know, sometimes when you're like, I could use the favorite could win, but that to me is like sucks. That's what I mean by sometimes it's tough. Like,
and I hate this race too because I don't like the 4, but this horse could completely.
Oh, you're talking about race 5 now?
Yeah, because it's like where it starts, right? Like
yeah. No, I just
like I want to use the 1. Like you made the case on the 5. I think the 9 looks great on the track. The 9 makes sense. I guess then I could get rid of the 7. But then again, I mean, it's like that horse could win too, and then I'm like, done cakes. Ugh.
Oy vey.
I know.
My mother-in-law.
There's no singles. Like there's no horse I can anchor on.
No.
Or
No. Other than the 8 next race, in the last race.
Oh, you're gonna on the C's? The C's?
What?
You're gonna go with the seahorse as a single?
In the 8th and the 7th?
Yeah.
He's a seahorse? Yeah, but he's running against much better. Trump?
No, 2 back. No. Those races 2 back were state bred 20.
Yeah, but they're way back. They were in a different form cycle. And he had trouble. He had trouble, he said.
Okay.
Didn't he have trouble?
Trouble minus.
Okay. He still had trouble, right?
Trouble minus.
Look where he plots. He plots right here, up here.
Yeah, I know, but I'm telling you, I'm
okay.
This plot, I'm sketchy. I'm sketchy on this plot. I'm just saying, I'm not. I got the 8 in the mix, but single. Oof.
Well, I don't mean a single in the sense that, like I said, I probably maybe single another horse in another race, maybe the 4 in that last race. I'm not sure, and then spread. So I have like a key. I guess key is better word than single.
Key. Okay. Yeah, I don't have a key.
Because I mean, this horse ran some good races.
Yeah, right? No, I mean, like I said, I wasn't taking any issue other than
that was on the turf. That was on the turf. Then he had trouble, and then he had tactics, and he still kind of improved his last.
No keep trouble minus.
And that was he had no keep trouble, and that was like kind of layoff, and he came back and ran a pretty good race.
Double layoff line. Okay.
Well, all right. It's tight. It's tight. It's like it's almost.
Notes. Super.
And he gets a big jockey upgrade.
2 is a price in the 8-5 in race 5. Yeah, the only thing I do like this horse because I think he's better on the turf. The only thing that bothered me about the 2 was just being a closer. And that was it. But I have no other issues with that horse. I really wanted to get to that horse. In fact, I preferred the 2 over the 4 as both kind of closer types, thinking that the 2 was going to be better value than the 4. So I'm not going to knock that. Just in case. All right. Super Tough looked pretty light on the ticket. Nice to hear you all go through it, even though we were confused. All right. 6 coming Churchill last race. I don't quite know what that means. Make a ton of sense in the last race. O'Neill has 2 in the last race. I prefer the 6 over the 1 in the last race for the O'Neills. Sequence is tough. They are not getting any money compared to last week's 1.4 million in the late pick 4. God damn.
All right, this is a light pull, isn't it?
Yeah. All right, they're off.
Off. Must be behind.
There's your 5 getting hard sent for that lead.
Okay. Give me a little thrill. Give me a little thrill, 5. He's dueling. He's gonna duel the 1 into submission. Or he's gonna get dueled into submission, by the way. Let's put it. 4's tripping out.
I know.
Here comes the 7. 4, 7.
Go 7. Go 7. Go 7. Everything dies with the 4. God damn it.
Yeah, well, you get.
Stupid ass 4. All right. That was super fun and exciting.
Oh, what does pick 5 pay?
It wasn't much. They were anemic.
Yeah. I did lay it out, though, in the first, before we started.
Yeah, I mean, it was just, it was,
Sure.
again, it was, yeah, exactly. It was just coming down to, like, making decisions on. Like,
That's why I didn't bet it. I didn't like it. I didn't,
Yeah.
I didn't find a way to create value out of it.
Made it through the first leg? All right. Well, good luck. There goes that 2. And now I'm like too late.
But 5 gave me a little thrill. I mean, he couldn't shake the 1.
Yeah.
The Peter Miller. They're just going to send those horses.
Florent Giroux sucks, man. He's such a waste. Because I mean, even the ride on the 1, it's like he didn't even like send.
Yeah.
He was just like, oh, I'm just dueling inside. I'm like not trying to separate from this horse or not trying to like,
Right.
Like there's some riders that are like, I'm gonna, I got the rail, I got early speed, like I'm gonna send. Like if you wanna run with me, like let's go 21 and change, like let's do this. Not I'm gonna duel through 22 and a half.
Right. Yeah, because speed and pressure.
It's like the one pop, like with a more aggressive rider, the one should have been a full second clear. The 5 would have never been able to catch the horse and probably would have like, who knows? Maybe the 4's not as close. The 7 could run that horse down. Whatever.
Right.
Just
Right.
stakes.
You should run like 22 flat or like 21 and change, 21 and big change. But that's what he should have did.
Yeah, exactly. Jeff Tully, pick 5 will pay $486. Everyone else is alive. Yep, alive with the chalk. Going to chalk out. I mean, it could, but
yeah, you never know.
Yeah, like the 1 as well. Yeah.
It could chalk out, and
it could be okay. Yeah,
and you have to spend money. That's why, I don't see it playing it because you got to spend money, and it still may chalk out. And even if you catch a nice one,
I couldn't. I wrote up 2 tickets. I couldn't send them through on this pick 4 because I'm like I just can't.
Yeah.
Can't get there.
You can't justify it. You can't say okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you may catch a nice horse and it pays like $400, maybe, and it's like you got to get lucky you catch that horse and you got to maybe invest $50-$60 to get there, and it's like, okay, is that really my best use of that money? I don't know.
Right.
And more likely it's going to pay like in the $250 as a high end. Could be so I don't know. But, and like you said, the other problem is the amount of money in that pool.
Right.
That was a really light pick 4 pool for Del Mar on a race day, like their first race day of the week. Yeah. All right. Well, I think we're wrapping up, right?
That's a wrap. Okay. Until next
What do
week.
you think? Unless anybody any other questions out there?
Yeah. Last call for questions. And all. No, nobody.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining, and we'll see you again next week. Tell your friends, and hopefully we get some better races, and we will. I think we're getting to the end here.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
We get to the end, the meets get, the races get even better. And the other good thing about like the later in the week is like the horses had to run over the track too. I think that matters too.
Mm-hmm.
It gets a little bit more, get a little bit better.
Yeah, you start to see the
Patterns.
the horses, the barns, like the hot, the cold, the cycles, all that stuff. So yeah, it's good for sure. All right, awesome.
Take care now.